Gone through 2 steps now in the Phoenix transformation. First, you learn that the greatest power that you possess, or anyone possesses, is the mind. You change your reality when you change your mind. Then you learned that you can gain access to this amazing power through methods such as visualizing what you want and setting clear, concrete goals based on it. Now let's concentrate on peak performance, getting the best out of yourself. The average person works at less than 50% of capacity. Consequently, by motivating yourself, you can get far more out of yourself and your life. Motivation is very much like mental health. Physical health requires you to do physical exercises. Similarly, mental health, personal motivation, requires you to do mental exercises. You have the potential right now to be more, do more, and have more than ever before. No matter what you've accomplished so far in life, it's only a small part of what is possible for you. Superior people believe that the future is going to be better than the past. They believe that the future is going to be the greatest time of their lives. They believe that their days of highest income lie ahead of them and that their greatest achievements are still to come. They believe that their happiest and most loving moments are still in the future. They have an attitude toward life that kids have toward Christmas. I can hardly wait. Because of the law of expectations, their lives get better and better. Use your imagination. The average person uses only 10% or less of his or her mental potential. This means that by unlocking more of your existing talents and abilities, you could achieve double, triple, and even 5 or 10 times what you're achieving today. Start by imagining that you could double your income in the next year or 2. How much would that be? Write it down as a goal and begin thinking about that number every day. You'll almost immediately start getting ideas and opportunities to double your income. Here's the second exercise. Imagine increasing your income by 10 times. Just add a 0 to your current income to get that number. Now here's what I've discovered over the years. If you say I'm earning $50,000 a year today, so if I add 1 0, that's $500,000. Just as your body will reject a new organ, your mind will reject that idea. It will kick it back out and say, absolutely not, it's impossible, because your brain cannot take such an incredible change. So you push it back in again and say, well, just imagine I could earn $500,000. Your mind will kick it out again, but just keep saying X to 10X. X is my current income, $50,000. 10X is $500,000. X to 10X. As you keep thinking that, 50 to 500, 50 to 500, eventually your brain will get tired and stop kicking it out. At a certain point, it will say, oh, all right, maybe it's possible. Then your superconscious mind kicks in and says, maybe if you just did this, maybe that would help a little bit. Then the dam starts to break, and you get all kinds of ideas that increase your income from $50,000 to $55,000, $55,000 to $60,000, and then $60,000 to $70,000. Things begin to happen, and they happen slowly. Don't expect lightning to flash and suddenly it will all be accomplished. Expect these changes to happen incrementally as you get your mind around the idea of earning double or triple or 10 times what you're earning today. Now here's a good question. Are these numbers possible? Of course they're possible. Thousands and millions of people are already earning these amounts. They all start out earning less than you are earning today. You know something? Nobody's smarter than you. Nobody's better than you. They are just doing different things in a different way. I've been astonished. I've met average people doing things in an above average way who are earning 5 and 10 times as much as I am. I just shake my head about how that can be possible. Then I look at what they're doing. They're doing something different in a different field. They know more about what they're doing than I do, and they're concentrating on the one thing that they know. I've met people whose IQs I'd say didn't reach room temperature, but who are earning more money than me. Why? It's because they don't try to be good at large numbers of things. They just try to be good at one thing and do it over and over again. Is it possible? Of course it is. The greatest discovery in history is that you become what you think about most of the time. The key to high levels of self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence is to think about yourself in positive terms most of the time. You also become what you say to yourself most of the time. Your self-talk, your inner dialogue, determines 95% of your emotions. Overcome the default setting. Now here's an important fact. If you don't consciously and deliberately talk to yourself in a positive way, you default automatically to negative thinking. Do you think about your worries and problems and the people and situations you're mad at? If you're not careful, you will resort to the automatic default setting, stinking thinking. You have to keep your mind on what you want and how to get it. Focus on positive things for an extended period of time. If you do something over and over again, you eventually develop a habit. Pretty soon you develop the habit of always thinking positively and constructively about yourself and your life. Every day, talk to yourself positively by saying things like, I like myself, or I can do it, or I'm the best. As businessman and inspirational thinker W. Clement Stone used to teach, say the words, I feel happy, I feel healthy, I feel terrific. Wonderfully, because your conscious mind can only hold one thought at a time, if you keep repeating these words, they start to become your reality. You reprogram yourself internally with a new mental equivalent. An important key to self-motivation and confidence is to cancel out negative thoughts and feelings. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you eliminate negative thoughts and feelings from your mind, you create a mental vacuum, and nature fills it with positive thoughts and feelings. As I've already mentioned, two main fears trigger the negative emotions that hold you back. Number one is the fear of failure. This is the biggest single obstacle to success in adult life. It's the fear of loss of money, loss of time, loss of love. It's the fear of poverty. We all have this fear, usually going back to our early childhood. The second major fear is the fear of rejection, the fear of criticism, embarrassment, ridicule, or the opinions of others. Do you know that 54% of adults fear public speaking more than death? You know why? Because they're afraid of embarrassment. They're afraid that if they stand up and speak, people will laugh at them. They'd rather die than stand up and speak. These fears are very big. They have an enormous impact on our lives. Both of them are learned in childhood as a result of destructive criticism from one or both parents. Yet because these fears were learned, they can be unlearned. This is the miracle of modern psychology. Fears can be unlearned by using the law of substitution. The law of substitution says your mind can only hold one thought at a time, positive or negative. You can deliberately substitute a positive thought for a negative thought. Many people have told me that this in itself changed their lives. They didn't realize they had so much control. They didn't realize that they could choose to replace a negative thought with a positive thought and do it over and over again until the positive thought locked in or set like concrete. Both the fear of failure and the fear of rejection can be canceled by saying the words, I like myself. The more you like yourself, the less you fear failure. The more you like yourself, the less you fear rejection, criticism, and the comments of other people. As your self-esteem goes up, your fears go down. You can cancel the fear of failure in particular by repeating the words, I can do it, over and over. I can do it, I can do it. You see, the fear of failure is summarized in the feeling, I can't, I can't, I can't. This I can't holds us back from trying something new, from taking risks. Whenever you have a fear of cold calling, or knocking on doors, or taking a chance, say to yourself over and over again, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. As you say this, your confidence goes up, and your fears go down. Now here's an interesting discovery. In psychology, it's called the boomerang effect. Everything you do or say that makes another person feel better about themselves causes you to feel better about yourself as well. If you have people in your family or your social circle whom you want to influence in a positive way, always tell them, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Encourage people. Don't tell them all the reasons why it won't work. Many people in life will do that. Always encourage people by telling them that they can do it instead. Sometimes you can change a person's entire life by encouraging them, putting courage into them by telling them you can do it. They'll come up later and say, I was really unsure, I was really insecure, but when you told me I could do it, I said, well, what the heck, and it changed my whole life. As you encourage others and raise their courage, you feel better and more confident yourself. One hand washes the other. Mental cross-training. The most important quality for self-esteem and self-motivation is optimism. The top 10% of people in any field are optimists. They believe in themselves, they see everything that happens, every setback, every difficulty, every challenge as an opportunity of some kind. Optimism is like mental fitness. It's the measure of mental health and of a positive personality. If you want to be physically fit, you go to the gym and you work out. If you want to become mentally fit, you do mental cross-training. Here are 4 keys to optimism, to mental cross-training. Number 1. Think and talk about what you want and how to get it, because whatever you think and talk about, you're going to draw into your life. You must be careful. Sometimes my wife, Barbara, and I are talking about something that went wrong at work or in investments. Barbara will say, hey, wait a minute. Do we want more of this in our life? And I'll say, no. Then we stop talking about it. This is called a pattern interrupt. To stop talking about something that is turning over in your mind. Just say the word stop very hard. This gives you a kind of face slap and stops the thinking pattern. Then immediately replace this thought by thinking about your goals. In fact, one of the most wonderful ways to keep yourself optimistic is to think about your goals. Whenever you are cut off in traffic, think about your goals. Whenever you are worried about something, think about your goals. Whenever you have a problem, think about your goals. As you go through your daily life, think and talk about what you want and how to get it. As you do that, you become more and more positive and optimistic. Number 2, the second key to optimism is to look for the good in every situation. Whenever something goes wrong, whenever you have a problem, immediately stop and say, well, that's good. Then go into the situation and find out what is good. When you look for something good in every difficulty, you always find it. You can think of this in terms of a dimmer switch. You manually control it with your dimmer switch. You either turn it up or down. If you turn it up, your lights will be bright. If you turn it down, your lights will be low. You also have a dimmer switch on your brain. It's controlled by your thoughts. When your mental dimmer switch is up, you're positive, you're creative, you're happy, you have high energy, and you have a great sense of humor. You're the best person you can possibly be. When your dimmer switch is on low, you're negative, you're angry, you're worried, you're fearful. Your job is to keep your dimmer switch on full most of the time. But how do you do that? Whenever you think and talk about what you want, or whenever you look for the good in a situation, your dimmer switch goes on full, and you become positive and creative. Number 3, seek the valuable lesson in every problem. Successful people realize that every problem, difficulty, setback, or obstacle contains a valuable lesson that can help them to be even more successful in the future. My late friend, Norman Vincent Peale, author of The Power of Positive Thinking, once said, "When God wants to send you a gift, he wraps it in a problem. The bigger the gift that God wants to send you, the bigger the problem he wraps it up in." You may feel as if it's Christmas morning around your house with lots of gifts all over the place, but every problem or difficulty that you have contains a gift of some kind. Imagine there's a great power in the universe that wants you to be successful and happy in the future. This great power knows that you have a perverse nature. You will not learn the lessons you need to learn to be successful until it hurts. Therefore, this great power sends you lessons on a regular basis. Each one is accompanied by pain of some kind. It could be physical pain, financial pain, or emotional pain. But it's always accompanied by pain, and the pain is to get your attention. Whenever you are experiencing anything that is causing you pain, anxiety, or distress, ask, what is the lesson contained in the situation? What am I meant to learn here? If you look, you'll always find one or more lessons. Great souls are those who learn great lessons from small events. Some people have to be beaten over the head several times before they learn the lesson. When other people experience a pain, they say, "A lesson coming down the pike. I wonder what it is." As you look for the lesson, your dimmer switch goes on full. You become a positive person. When you look for the lesson in every problem, you will always find something. Sometimes the lesson can make you successful. Many times you will look back and say, "Thank heavens that happened earlier because it taught me that lesson, which enabled me to be successful and happy in this situation today." Always take the high road and look for the lesson. Also, remember the boomerang principle. If you want to influence other people, help them look for the good when things are going wrong. When somebody is having a problem, say, "There's something good in everything that happens. I wonder what it could be here." Help them focus their minds on finding something good. When a person has a reversal or a setback, say, "There's one or more lessons in every problem. I wonder what it could be here." Help them identify the lessons. In both cases, you help these people get back in touch with reality. Put their dimmer switches on full, become positive and creative, and elicit all the benefits contained in those difficulties. Simultaneously, you make yourself a more positive and constructive person. Number 4, feeding your mind with positive, uplifting material. Books, audios, courses, positive conversations, seminars, and conferences given by people who are positive and constructive has an inordinate influence on your mind. It makes you happier and more positive, gives you more energy, and motivates you to do more, as opposed to sitting and watching all the terrible things online or on television. You are responsible. There's a simple antidote to dealing with fear, doubt, and worry and to becoming more optimistic. All negativity ultimately comes down to blame. You can only be negative about a situation if you are blaming someone else. You can only be angry if you're blaming someone else. You can only be resentful if you're blaming someone else. When you stop blaming, your negative emotion stops at the same time. The way to cancel negative emotions is to say the words, "I am responsible," over and over again. Whenever you say the words, "I am responsible," you cancel the negative emotion because you cannot accept responsibility and be negative simultaneously. The words, "I am responsible," are extremely powerful. I spent 4,000 hours and 3 years of study in this area of psychology because I was so overwhelmed with the importance of this concept. All happiness and success in life come from positive emotions. In the absence of positive emotions, negative emotions emerge automatically. But if you can cancel negative emotions just by saying, I am responsible. I'm not going to blame someone else. I'm not a victim. Things went wrong. I'm not going to complain, criticize, whine, or moan. No, I am responsible. When you say the words, I am responsible, you feel like a power in your own life. You take control over what's happening to you, your mind goes calm, and you have clear ideas about what to do next. All leaders are highly self-responsible people. Every book on success, whether it's Jack Canfield's Success Principles or Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, begins with take charge, take responsibility, stop making excuses, decide what you want, go for it. Responsibility is the dividing line between childhood and adulthood. When you're a child, you blame your problems on your parents, on what they did or didn't do. But when you become an adult, as the Bible says, you put away childish things. Corinthians 13:11. When you become an adult, you step across that line and you say, I am an adult. I am responsible for what happens to me from now on. From then on, your life will be different. If you love and respect the people around you, encourage them to accept responsibility as well. In my company, I say, everybody here is the president of their own personal services corporation. You are responsible. If something goes wrong, you're responsible for solving it. People come into my office and say, I've got a problem, but I'm the president of my own company. Here's what I propose we do. I tell my children the same thing. Always accept responsibility. If they come in and something's gone wrong, I ask, what's up? They say, I have this problem, I have this difficulty, but I am responsible and this is what I've learned. From an early age, my children have been self-responsible and lesson learning. As they've gotten older, their confidence and self-esteem have gone up. They know they can handle any situation because they take responsibility and look for the lesson, and so can you. Negative emotions make you feel bad and see yourself as a victim. Accepting responsibility makes you feel powerful and in control of yourself and your life. There's a direct relationship between accepting responsibility and a sense of control. As I've already pointed out, there's also a direct relationship between having a sense of control and positive emotions. You feel great about yourself to the degree to which you feel you're in control of your life. When you accept responsibility, you take complete control. When you take complete control, you feel happy. Positive affirmations, positive statements that you make to yourself with emotion are the way to take complete control over your emotions and program yourself for success in the future. Positive affirmations enable you to unlock your potential at a higher level than you ever thought possible. The most powerful confidence-building statements are, I like myself, I am responsible, I can do it. Often when you get up in the morning, you will not say, good morning, God. You'll say, good God, it's morning. You can get yourself cranked up by immediately starting to say, I like myself, I love my work, I like myself, I love my work. Pretty soon, you'll start to feel good, you'll feel happy. Your brain releases endorphins, which are nature's happy drug. Your liver releases glycogen, which is a form of energy, and you feel pumped and ready to go. 5 ways to a positive attitude. There are 5 ways to build greater optimism, self-confidence, and a positive mental attitude. Number 1. Create an exciting vision of your ideal future, as if you had no limitations. The very act of thinking about an exciting future raises your self-esteem and improves your self-image. Just imagining a wonderful life will motivate you and make you happy. Imagine yourself, visualize yourself earning twice as much as you're earning today. Then visualize yourself earning 3 times as much, 5 times as much, and 10 times as much. Visualize yourself living a wonderful life in every area. Get magazines that wealthy people read, like the Robb Report or Architectural Digest, that show beautiful homes, pictures, yachts, planes, watches, clothes, and resorts. Read those magazines and say, I can do this, I'm going to do that. Put yourself into the pictures in the ads. Imagine you could live in a house like this. You could enjoy vacations like this. You could take yacht cruises like this. You could wear clothes like this. The more you flood your mind with these pictures, the more your superconscious mind will work to find ways to make them a reality. Number 2, create written goals and plans for your future and work on them every day. As inspirational speaker Earl Nightingale said, happiness is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. When you feel yourself moving forward toward something that's important to you, you feel happy, you feel powerful, you feel in control of your life. It's not reaching the destination, it's the forward motion that gives you the feeling of positive motivation. Write down your goals by using the 3 Ps: positive, personal, present. First, use the present tense. Your subconscious mind cannot deal with any other tense but the present. Write down your goal as if the goal has already been achieved. For example, I earn X number of dollars each year. I weigh X number of pounds as my permanent weight. Say it as though it's already a fact. This sets up a dynamic within your subconscious and superconscious mind that starts working 24 hours a day to make your new command your reality. Second, always state your goals in positive terms. Your subconscious mind cannot accept a negative command. It cannot accept lose weight. Instead say, I weigh X number of pounds. Instead of saying quit smoking, say I am a non-smoker. Third, use the first person. Use the word I plus an action verb. You are the only person in the universe who can use the word I with regard to yourself. Whenever you use the word I, your subconscious mind recognizes this as a command coming from the head office. I earn, I sell, I achieve, I run, I accomplish. Whenever you use I plus an action verb, it has a powerful impact on changing your behavior. Another way to make your goals work for you is to write and rewrite them every morning in the PPP form, positive, personal, present, in a spiral notebook. Or you can write each goal in big letters on a 3x5 index card and reread them regularly throughout the day. Read the card, close your eyes, and imagine the goal as a reality. Carry these cards around with you. Whenever you have a spare moment, pull them out and read the goals to yourself. Each time you read the goal, your subconscious mind photographs the command, and it goes deeper into your subconscious mind. Finally, when you are writing and rewriting your goals, create the feeling within yourself that would accompany the realized goals. If you would feel proud, then imagine yourself feeling proud. If you would feel confident, liked, loved, lovable, whatever it happens to be, if you can connect the emotion with the goal, the two together have a greater impact on your subconscious and superconscious minds, and the results come faster into your life. Number 3, resolve to be the best at your job. Resolve to join the top 10%. Set it as a goal. You'll never become a member of the top 10% unless you set it as a goal. When I talk to people, I ask, how many people here have decided to be mediocre in their careers? Nobody raises their hands. I say, do you know that you have an automatic default mechanism on your brain, and that if you do not decide to be excellent, you default to mediocrity? People are shocked. They say, I want to be good at my job. I say, yes, but have you decided to be good? Have you written it down? Have you set it as a goal? Do you work on it every day? Do you constantly evaluate yourself and get feedback from others so you know how well you're doing? No, I don't do that, but I want to be good at what I do. It's not enough. You've got to be crystal clear about getting into the top 10%, and you have to work at it relentlessly until you do. Here's the good news. Every step you take toward becoming better in your field raises your self-esteem and self-confidence, unlocks ideas and energy for goal attainment, motivates you, and drives you forward to earn respect, esteem, and praise from the people around you. The payoff is the journey as much as reaching the destination. Here's a question. What one skill, if you were absolutely excellent at it, would most help you join the top 10% in your field? Whatever that skill is, write it down. Make a list of everything you could do to develop that skill and work on it every day. Remember, the flip side of self-esteem is self-efficacy. When you commit to excellence, to becoming very good at what you do, you like yourself more and you perform better in every area. Number 4, deal effectively with problems and obstacles. Life is an unending series of problems, like the waves coming in from the ocean. As Henry Kissinger said, all you get for solving problems is the authority to solve even bigger problems. Your ability to deal effectively with your problems is the key to personal power, self-esteem, and self-confidence. No matter what happens, always start off by saying, I am responsible. Take control, then focus on the solution rather than the problem. Think about what can be done rather than what happened. Think positively about actions that you can take immediately to resolve the situation. There seems to be a direct relationship between positive, constructive action and self-confidence. Number 5, get busy working on your goals all day long. Decide today to go on a 21-day positive mental attitude diet. It takes about 21 days to develop a new habit of medium complexity. With a 21-day positive mental attitude diet, you take complete control over your present and your future. For 21 days, you resolve to think and talk about what you want. Say, okay, after 21 days, I can go back, but for these days, I'm only going to think about what I want. I'm only going to think about actions I can take to achieve what I want. Meanwhile, you refuse to criticize, complain, or blame others for anything. You just refuse. If you carry out these steps, in 21 days, you will have reprogrammed yourself for life. You will have laid down a whole new series of neural tracks in your brain that cause you to easily and automatically think positively most of the time. As the German poet and philosopher Goethe said, everything is hard before it's easy. Is it easy to become a positive, forward-focused, high-energy person? No, but it's learnable through practice and repetition. Your new positive habits of thinking and acting will soon become automatic and easy. You'll get up in the morning and you'll already like yourself and love your work. You'll go through the day knowing, I can do it, I can do anything I put my mind to. Whenever you have a problem, you'll say, I'm responsible, I'm in charge of my life. You'll become a completely positive person. You'll take complete control over your mind and your emotions.